Hello everyone, it's JD here, and in today's video I'll be talking about the new Nissan Skyline and the modern car industry. Now, before I get into this, I want to apologize for the setup. I'm currently in the process of moving, so I'm in the lounge room of my house, which is very echoey, and I've only got a headset and a webcam, which isn't the best for this, but it'll have to do for now, and I hope you guys can forgive me. So, let's get right into this. There's a lot to cover, and I'm going to try and do this the best I can off the top of my head. So last night, Nissan posted about the new Nissan Skyline with this quote: "Introducing the new Nissan Skyline with updated styling and ProPilot 2.0 technology, the world's first driver assistance system to combine navigated highway driving with hands-off single-lane driving capabilities. Hashtag Nissan Skyline, hashtag Nissan, hashtag intelligent mobility." Now, at first, my initial reaction was this. But then when you think about it, Nissan's focus is more on technology and innovating the way we use cars and the way we use transport. After that, I sort of started to just lay off them a bit and just think about it rationally. But at the same time, I'm still disappointed that we're not getting another Nissan Skyline with an R-Series and an RB engine and just bringing Godzilla back from the dead, even though the GTR is practically Godzilla now. But with all that said, I'm just still thinking about it and processing it and just trying to get my head over why the hell that they made another Nissan Altima when we don't need this. But then I realized there is no we. The Nissan Skyline was made for the Japanese market and it gets imported everywhere else. So we technically get it second, but also what's to get is whatever Nissan comes up with. That's kind of the way I'm dealing with this, because at the same time I'm sad and a bit salty that we don't get a Skyline Godzilla that's gonna bring back the old circular taillights with the really menacing front end and the GTR front bumper that we all know and love. But yeah, that's the way the cookie crumbles, and you just gotta go with the flow. I mean, the Supra looks closer to a Supra, the Skyline looks closer to an Altima, and the GTR looks closer to nothing, because it's basically its own entity now. It's like its own independent variable. Oh boy, what have I done? So as well, on Instagram, I asked my followers what their thought on this new Skyline is, and this is what they had to say before I get into the rest of the world. The first comment I got on this was, "What the F?" And honestly, that was my original reaction as soon as I saw it. Literally in the same words. I was up last night and I just, "What?" Yeah, and so from that reaction, I honestly agree. That was how I reacted to it, and I wasn't really happy about it. The second reaction I got was trash. And now, honestly, that was also my first reaction and also what I still think about it, because honestly, I'm not a big fan of the whole futuristic car scene. I'm used to the more 90s nostalgia and early 2000s, because those were the best times. I mean, if you think about it, you got really good music around that time, you got really good cars around that time. Life was pretty much set, and now we're just into a time where everyone's like, we must make things based off Back to the Future, everything must be futuristic and really weird looking. I mean, if you look at the current architecture for houses, it looks kind of gross, and that's kind of the same to be said about the way cars are going. Now, moving on, someone said it was an upgraded Altima, and honestly, if you look at this picture, then you look back to the new Skyline, you're actually pretty much correct. It practically is a new Altima. Someone said rebadged Pulsar / Mazda, and honestly, you're pretty close there. The new Mazdas actually look similar to their taillights, and I'll put a picture of the taillights up in a minute. They're practically the same, except changed and offset a little bit, just to kind of give it a bit of a feel. Someone else said vomit, and honestly, at the looks of it, it does look kind of hideous, but when you look at the rest of the cars around and what's currently available, compared to everything else that is modern, it actually fits in pretty well. So, I don't know. I don't disagree and I don't agree. It's kind of a grey area for me. Grey as the colour of the puke. Then one of my other friends, as a joke, says, "Does it go brum brum?" Now, honestly, Nissan, you tell me, does the new Skyline go brum brum? Because If you think about it, the new Camry is pretty much a silent car. Tesla's silent because it's battery powered. And most of the newer models of cars are going for a silent approach because 1, emissions, 2, noise. Noise emissions are also something that police are cracking down in all or even most countries. Like you got California, they're putting a ban on cars over a certain decibel. In Australia, if you get pulled over with a car that's too loud, they will defect you and you have to go get your car roadworthied, and then you have to basically take it to court. It's really, really complicated, and I hope I never have to do that. But yeah, if it goes broom broom, I hope it does, because that'll be sick. Now for some of the newer comments for this post, if I just find them. I don't know, it's going to be quick as F, but also I feel like they've messed up on the shape. But also, it's better than the last one they made. So I mean, you got a point there, my mate. It is probably going to be quick because it might have an RB in it. It may be turbocharged, but the shape of it kind of doesn't look appealing to me. It's just not really what I'd see. It's basically like Godzilla looks menacing and just like really like aggressive, and then you got his younger brother. It's like Bowser, and then you've got a Koopaling right next to it. Koopalings don't look that menacing, they look kind of cute, and that's kind of what this car looks. So you got a point there, boy, you got a point. Now that I'm done with all of those comments, let's move on to the Nissan fan base and what they have to say. So there's 1,420 comments on this post, and most people are saying it's an Infiniti Q50 with a Nissan logo. Most people are saying, why are you doing this to the Godzilla? And one post in particular says, the Skyline nameplate alone has long been known across Japan as Nissan's only batch of premium sedans for decades. And that's pretty true. And by thinking about that, which is what originally changed my opinion of the new Skyline, it's just like too practical that they're going to create a renamed Ultima, because in their market, they don't have anything like the Ultima because they just rename it. And also by thinking about it as well, they don't need a new sports car with a Skyline badge because they're practically dislocated the Skyline from the GTR, basically doing a Vin Diesel and Paul Walker effect, sort of. So that's pretty much what I think, and most of the people in the comments are probably from overseas or even from Japan, but also still annoyed about it. But a lot of people are saying the Skyline is now dead, but really it's just the name of their new economy car, so that's kind of how I feel about it. Now, with that being said, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments section below. If you like this video, please leave a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. It'd be great to have you guys around. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.